am going to present my presentation on the topic phonetics. Phonetics is one of the important part when we talk of the teaching and learning of English language. Phonetic understanding is very important when we want to learn or understand any language, because phonetics helps in understanding how sound is produced and how it is helping in speech, and what are the various physiological properties of any sound or any language, and what are its acoustic properties. So the understanding of phonetics is going to assist a particular person who is using a language or who is willing to learn a language in their better usage of that particular language. Let's move on further to understand the various parts of phonetics. The first one is articulatory phonetics. Articulatory phonetics is concerned with the production of sound. So when we want to understand this particular property, we need to understand the various parts which are responsible for the sound production and which assist in the production of various kinds of sounds. Next is acoustic phonetics. Here we are concerned with the properties of sound, how sound is produced, how sound travels from one place to another. As we all are aware that sound is a result of the vibrations that is produced in any surface, and this vibration travels from one place to another in the form of crests and troughs. So there are various condensations and refractions in a sound wave which helps it to travel from one place to another, and hence it gives it a particular specific characteristic. Next is auditory phonetics. It is equally important because how sound is produced and how the sound is traveling and the quality of sound depends ultimately how the sound is perceived by the listener. So in auditory phonetics, we understand or we try to learn how sound is perceived by the listener. So there are various parts in our ear, that is our external ear and the internal part of our ear. So it consists of various sub parts which ultimately leads to the perception of sound, and each part is responsible for different functioning, and hence there are different perceptions of sound that each learner forms. Today we will be focusing mainly on the articulatory phonetics. It is concerned with the production of speech through the different organs of speech. There in front of you on your screen is a diagram representing the different organs of speech, and these organs helps in producing the different kinds of sounds. Each organ is important because depending upon from where the sound is originating and through which passage or through which organ it is being interrupted, it decides what kind of sound will be produced. So there are various kinds of sounds, like famously or commonly we say there are some nasal sounds, there are some vocal sounds, there are some silent sounds. So all these sounds are produced as a result of the organs of speech which are being used in the production of that sound. These are the speech organs which are responsible for the different speech sounds. These are nasal cavity, alveolar ridge, lips, teeth, palate. There is upper palate, there is lower palate, there is soft palate, then uvula, our tongue, pharynx, vocal cords, epiglottis and larynx. All these parts are equally important in the production of any speech sound. Here we are going to understand the IPA. IPA stands for International Phonetic Alphabet. It decides or represents a common or standard sound system for a language. So IPA are the symbols which stands for the sound that is associated with a particular word. This we are going to understand through this chart. This chart represents various vowel and consonant sounds, and here through these symbols we are representing the sound which is being produced or used in a particular word. For example, in sheep, the sound of e's is different, but when we use the word ship, so that e sound is different and it is associated with I. So when we want to teach English language to the students, so understanding of these sound symbols or this IPA system is very important. Right now we have observed that there has been a shift in how a particular language is being taught. For example, for teaching English language, there is a shift on the method of teaching that particular language. Now, right from the beginning, when the child is being taught the alphabets, it is being taught with the help of phonetics. Like now they are taught like A apple instead of A for apple. So there has been a shift. Right from the beginning, we are trying to teach the students with the help of sounds, and it is equally desired that we must include this phonetic symbol system for teaching students. While teaching English language, the teacher and the students face various challenges, and these challenges are associated with the spellings and the sound system, because every time it is not the same. The rules are different because there is limited availability of the alphabets, and hence there is various permutation and combination which is being involved in this system. Hence, if we teach this phonetic symbol system to our students, so it is going to be easy for them to understand a particular sound which is being involved in a particular word. As we have seen in the previous chart, there were two kinds of sound which was being represented there, that is vowel sounds and consonant sounds. So let us understand what are the vowel sounds. Vowel sounds are the sounds which are produced unobstructed from our mouth. When we speak, there are various organs involved. Sometimes the voice or the air is freely flowing from our mouth, and sometimes there are different parts which are being interrupting in between the production of the sound. So all those sounds which are freely moving or which are the result of the freely moving unobstructed air from our mouth, those are the vowel sounds. Consonant sounds are those where the passage of air is being obstructed by the different parts of our mouth. Like sometimes our tongue is interrupting, sometimes our teeth is interrupting, sometimes our glottis is interrupting. So whenever a particular organ or more than one organ are interrupting or obstructing the movement of the air or the escapage of the air from our mouth, so those sounds are called the consonant sounds. In English language, it is a sound system, and there are different types of sound which contribute in the English language. So in total there are 44 sounds which are there in the English language, out of which 20 sounds are vowels and the 24 sounds are consonants. So this was all about articulatory phonetics. Thank you so much.